Have you ever been in a heated argument and later regretted what you said? Or during a negotiation, the more you explained, the weaker you felt? Then you might have noticed, those who are truly powerful often don't talk much. But when they do speak, their words land heavy. In Chinese philosophy, especially in Sun Tzu's Art of War, silence isn't weakness. It's control. It's strategy. It's power. In this video, we're going to dive into how silence, when used with purpose, can become one of your most effective communication tools. Let's uncover the silent wisdom buried in Sun Tzu's ancient battlefield tactics and see how they apply to our everyday lives. Before we explore the wisdom of silence, it's worth asking, who exactly was Sun Tzu, and why is his thinking still relevant today? Over 2,500 years later, Sun Tzu, or Sun Wu, was a Chinese military strategist, philosopher, and general who lived during the late spring and autumn period, around the 5th century BC. At that time, China was not yet a unified country. It was a land of competing states, shifting alliances, and constant warfare. It was a world where the difference between survival and destruction depended entirely on strategy. Sun Tzu served in the state of Wu, one of the major powers of the time. He wasn't just a battlefield commander, he was a thinker. His ideas were eventually compiled into a short but powerful book called The Art of War, a text that has influenced emperors, generals, business leaders, and philosophers ever since. But here's the most interesting part. Sun Tzu believed that the best victories are won without fighting. He saw warfare not as brute force, but as a game of positioning, deception, timing, and yes, silence. He taught that success comes to those who observe carefully, reveal little, and strike only when the moment is right. So while his name is often associated with war, his thinking applies far beyond the battlefield to leadership, negotiation, communication, and even personal growth. And that's why today, in this video, we're applying Sun Tzu's ancient battlefield insights to one of the most misunderstood tools in modern life, the power of purposeful silence. In The Art of War, Sun Tzu says, "The expert in warfare wins before the battle begins." At first glance, this seems simple, but it reveals a deep truth. Real mastery isn't about attacking. It's about positioning, observing, and striking only when the odds are perfect. In other words, silence isn't passive. It's preparation. Have you ever been in a meeting where one person dominates the conversation, talking nonstop, and another says almost nothing? But in the end, it's the quiet one who makes the final decision. That silence wasn't ignorance. It was control. It was strategy. Sun Tzu teaches that the one who speaks first often exposes themselves first. If you stay silent, you let the other side reveal their position, what they want, what they fear, what they misunderstand. In negotiation, a skilled communicator waits, listens, watches. Then, when it's time, they speak. Just once, but with precision. Silence gives you time. It gives you space to think, observe, and calculate. And it gives others the room to speak too much. And that's where their weaknesses come out. This kind of silence is not weakness. It's confidence. It's a power move. So next time you feel the urge to fill the silence, ask yourself, am I giving something away too soon? Sun Tzu famously said, "All warfare is based on deception." This doesn't mean lying. It means never letting your opponent see your full hand. And how do you hide your hand? You stay quiet. When you rush to speak, explain, clarify, you reveal your thinking. You give away your position. But silence forces the other side to guess. In modern life, the same applies. People who get defensive easily, who over-explain themselves in every situation, they often lose authority. But those who stay calm and silent, they make others nervous. People become unsure. They second-guess themselves. In a crisis, a company spokesperson might say too much and invite more trouble. But a smart leader often says less, waits, and lets others show their cards. Sun Tzu advises, appear weak when you are strong. Appear far when you are near. This only works when you don't speak too soon. Silence is a form of strategic camouflage. While you say nothing, you are reading everything. You're analyzing tone, body language, emotional tells, and planning your next move. Remember, the one who speaks least often has the most control. Let them speak. Let them guess. You hold the power. In one of Sun Tzu's most famous lines, he says, move as swift as the wind, stay as still as the mountain. That last part, still as the mountain, is the heart of silence as strategy. Imagine an army standing perfectly still. No sound, no movement. It's not because they're weak. It's because they're waiting. Silence is not an action. It's momentum held in reserve. In everyday life, we often feel pressure to respond quickly. Emails, meetings, arguments. Everyone wants an instant reaction, but silence gives you tempo. When you delay your reply, others become uncomfortable. They start wondering, did I say too much? Did I make a mistake? This discomfort causes them to shift their position, often in your favor. In a negotiation, a moment of silence can say more than a paragraph. It shows patience. It shows that you're not desperate. You're making them dance to your rhythm. High-level communication isn't about speed. It's about timing. Think of silence as a pause in music. It's not the absence of sound. It's what gives the notes their meaning. The one who controls silence controls the tempo. And when you control tempo, you control the outcome. In The Art of War, Sun Tzu says, the supreme art of war is to subdue the enemy without fighting. How do you do that? By presence, by posture, by silence. Imagine a battlefield. One side is calm, silent, unmoving. No shouting, no panic, just total stillness. That silence sends a powerful message. We're ready. Are you? It creates doubt in the enemy's mind. They start thinking, why are they so quiet? What are they planning? That fear alone can end a conflict before it starts. In real life, you've probably seen this too. Some people talk loudly but don't carry weight. Others stay silent, yet their mere presence changes the room. Silence can intimidate without aggression. It's a type of pressure that doesn't need volume. In meetings, in leadership, in high-stakes situations, silence can dominate. People lean in. They wonder what you're thinking. That wondering, that psychological uncertainty, is power. You don't need to raise your voice. You just need to hold your silence until the moment is right. True strength doesn't need to shout. It simply is. Silence is often misunderstood. We live in a world where talking is rewarded. Likes, comments, noise. But silence is where the real magic happens. Sun Tzu didn't say, talk more to win. He taught restraint, observation, timing. Think about the people you admire most. Are they the loudest ones? Probably not. Great leaders, wise mentors, even skilled negotiators, they all use silence. They speak slowly. They pause. Their words carry weight because there's space around them. When you speak less, every word matters more. And when you're silent, you can truly listen, not just to words, but to what's behind them. Tone, hesitation, intention. In relationships, in business, in crisis, listening is more important than talking. Silence is not absence. It's presence without noise. It creates room for understanding, for reflection, and most importantly, for the other person to feel heard. In Sun Tzu's terms, it's a kind of victory without battle. In today's world, choosing silence takes courage, but those who master it gain a kind of communication that others never even see. If you want to become a more powerful communicator, don't just learn how to talk. Learn when to stay silent. Silence is not about withdrawing. It's about controlling the space. Silence doesn't mean giving up power. It means you don't give it away too easily. Think of it this way. When everyone else is shouting, you'll be the one listening. When everyone else is reacting, you'll be the one calculating. And when you finally speak, your words will land with force. As Sun Tzu said, Calmness and stillness are the foundation of victory. Practice silence. Use it to observe, to lead, to win quietly.